Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video I'll be walking you through my assessment 1 skill portfolio. Throughout this video I will walk through each program, explain the key features and demonstrate how they work. Let's get started. Let's start with the first exercise, Max Quiz. This program lets user pick a difficulty level, answer 10 randomly generated max quiz and get scored and ranked. I will show the features and explain how the Max Quiz works and give a short overview of the code behind it. At first, the top of the code, I input all the libraries I needed. Tick enter for the GUI, Pillow for handling background images, Random for generating questions, and OS to correctly load images regardless of computer. And these are the global variables. This variables allows the quiz to update live as the user plays. Next is the helper function, resources path function. This function makes sure my images load properly even if the program is moved to a different computer or folder. It builds the full file path to any image inside the project file. So next is clearing and setting the background. I have two important GUI helper function. First one is clear window function. This removes all visible wedges except the background so screen can change smoothly. The next one is def set bg. This loads an image, resizes it to full screen and displays it behind all other wedges. It also updates the background if it's already exists. So the next one is text animation function. I included two animation features. One is animate color function, which cycles a label through multiple colors. The next one is typewriter effect function, which displays text one letter at a time. This makes the interface look more dynamic and engaging. The next one is start menu and instructions. This function shows start page. This displays the main menu with three buttons. One is start, next is how to play, and another one is exit. It uses large fonts and bright colors. Show instruction functions is used to screen. This screen explains the game rules, time limits, and scoring. So that's why this function is used. So the next one is difficulty selections. This screen lets the user pick three levels, which is easy, moderate, and advanced. The function used is the display menu. This title also has a glowing animation. The next one is random question generation. This function, the function random int level, this function returns two random numbers depending on difficulty. The decide operation function, this randomly chooses either addition or subtractions. Together they create real arithmetic exam style questions. Display problem function. This function displays the entire question screen, the question number, animated question label, input box of answers, submit button, feedback area, timer, score summary at the bottom. It also resets atom and restarts the 20-second countdown timer. Countdown timer. The function countdown is used to decrease the timer every second. If it reaches 0, the answer is marked wrong. Time's up is shown and the next question starts automatically. The timer is safely cancelled using timer ID when changing screens. Next one is checking answers. The function check answer. This function handles correct answer, wrong answer, scoring rules, attempts, and stopping the timer. If the answer is correct, 10 plus points on first try and 5 plus points on the second try. If both attempts are wrong, 0 points and the question ends. The next one is next question functions. This increments the question number, generates a new question, or if the quiz is finished, it moves to the result page. This function, the function next question is used for that. So the function display result. This is the final screen with a big animated quiz completed message. Final score out of 100. correct and wrong answers total, and it will show the ranks, which is A plus, A, B, C, and D. There is a button for exit as well in the bottom, and this completes the full quiz cycle. Now here I'll run the program. You can see this is the starting page with the option start, how to play and exit. If I click how to play, there will be instructions. Now I will start. For demonstration, I will choose the easy level. Now here you can see a quiz completed message with score out of 100, how much correct answer and how much wrong answer, the rank, and there is two buttons, one is play again and exit. So this is the end of the first exercise, max quiz. Now let's move to the second exercise, Alexa tell me a joke. So in this, at the top of the program I import the modules I need. First one is OS, so my images and audios file load correctly. Second one is tick enter to create the GUI window. Random to pick random jokes. PY game to play a laugh sound, and PIL below to resize the background. Next I created the file path, randomjokes.txt, background.png, and laugh wave. Using this function ensures the program still works if the folder is moved to another computer. The first one is load jokes function. It reads the text file line by line. Each joke has a question mark separating the setup and punchline. This function splits each line at the question mark and stores a joke at the tuples. All the jokes are returned as a list, so I can randomly pick one later. So the next one is fade in animation. This fade in label function is used to create a fade in animation by changing the text color from light gray to full black. This makes both the joke setup and punchline appear smoothly on the screen. Next one is joke functions. The function new jokes, it picks a random joke, show the setup with fade and animation, clear the previous punchline. The next one is show punchline. This shows the punchline with the fade in effect and plays the sound right after I click the button punchline. Main window and background. I created a full screen tick enter window. I also start the window completely invisible and fade it in gradually for a smooth starter. This background image is loaded using pillow, resized to match the screen and display behind all wedges. So next one is the joke boxes. I created two white frame boxes, one for the joke setup and one for the punchline. These frames have white background, borders, centered text, custom fonts, and wrap length so long jokes stay readable. So the next one is buttons and animation. This is used to improve the UI. I added the animated buttons. When you hover over a button, it gets larger, changes color, slightly moves upward, and the font becomes stronger. This make button functions create a consistent uh, button with hover effects. This program includes Alexa tell me joke button, show punchline button, next joke button, and quit button. All these buttons have this animation. The next one is fade in effect for the entire window. This function, fade in function, gradually increases the window's transparency from 0 to 1. This gives a professional looking fade in setup animation. Now I am going to run this program. You can see this program opens in full screen with the background image, two white boxes. The fade in animation should play. The next one, I will click the Alexa tell me button. A new random joke setup appears in the white box. Now when I click the show punchline button, the punchline appears with the same fade in effect and the laugh sound plays. Next, if I click the next joke, which will lead me to another joke, and a new joke appears immediately. And finally, clicking the quit button closes the application. So the next exercise is student management application, exercise 3. This program loads student data from a text file, display it in multiple ways, and also allows the user to sort, add, delete and update student records. This program begins by importing Ticketer for GUI, message box for pop-up alerts, and the OS module, which I use to make sure the program always finds the student marks text file. Then I build the file path using this function. This makes the program portable. It works on any computer and any folder. Next, I have a function called load students. This function opens the student mark text file, reads every line and converts each line into a dictionary containing student code, name, coursework, marks C1, C2, C3 and exams. This function returns a list of all students which is used throughout the entire program. I also have a save student function that writes the updated student list back into the text file whenever the user adds, deletes or updates a student. The next one is mark calculation. I have severely small helper functions. The first one is for total coursework at C1, C2, C3. Next one is overall percentage function, which calculates the final percentage out of 160 total marks. The next one is grade, which returns A, B, C, D or F. The next one is format student function, which formats all the information nicely so it can be displayed inside the output box. This small function keeps the program cleaner and easy to maintain. The next one is GUI application. I created a class called Student Manager Hybrid, which contains all GUI components and the entire application logic. Inside this, I set up the main window size, top frame, a banner title, an optional logo, and grid of main buttons and a text output area with a scroll bar. This output area is where all students' information will be displayed. The menu buttons include view all, view individual, highest score, lowest score, sort records, add students, delete students and update students. Each button runs a specific function inside the class. These are the menu functions. The first one is view all student records. This function loops through every student's format their data and displays the name, student number, coursework total, exam mark, percentage and grades. At the bottom it shows the class average percentage. The next one is view individual students. The user is asked to enter a student number. If the number exists, the student information is displayed. If not, an error message shows. The next one is high scoring student. This program uses Python's max function to find the student with the highest percentage. Their full results are shown in the output box. The next one is show lowest scoring student. This works the same way but uses min function to find the lowest. The next one is sort records. When the user chooses sort records, a small pop-up asks sort ascending or sort descending. This list is sorted based on percentage. The file is updated and sorted results are displayed. The next one is add student. This feature opens a new window with entry field for student code, name, coursework marks, exam marks. After filling the form, the user presses save student. The program checks for valid inputs, adds the student to the list, saves the file and refresh the display. The next one is delete student function. The user enters a student number. If the student exists, the program removes them from the list and updates the text file. If not, an error appears. The next one is update student. This user enters a student number. If the student exists, a pre-filled form opens, allowing the user to adjust the name or any mark. Pressing the save changes updates the file and refresh the output. At the bottom of the file, I created the main tickender window and launched the application. This starts the GUI and allows the interaction with all features. Now I will run the program. This is the student management window. You can see the university name, the logo. So if I click view all, you can see all the student details. If I click view individual, you can see a window with enter student number. If I click on higher score, you can see the higher score student. If I click lower score, you can see lower score student. If I click sort records, you can see ascending or descending. If I click on ascending, it will change the list. Next one is add students. If you want to add a new student to the list, you can enter the details. The next one is delete students. If you want to delete someone from the list, you can add the number and it will get deleted. Next one is update students. If you want to update the details, you can enter the student number in this and update the details. So these are the 3 exercises I have done. Thank you for watching.